I don't know the last time I've been this addicted to a game, but I gotta say, I've been having such a blast with the new Once Human closed beta. The problem is, the game isn't the best at telling you things. It's actually kind of bad at communicating everything. There are so many systems and game mechanics that if you misclick once, you are kind of boned. So today I want to tell you everything I've learned from fumbling for the first 30 hours. And I've also want to tell you that this is everything for tips and tricks in closed beta 3. When it fully releases, I'm sure this will still be a good guide, but they might have changed a few of these things. When you first start up Once Human, you're going to notice that your HUD is jam-packed with stuff, and it's kind of overwhelming, and there's a lot of stuff you don't really need. The first thing is the world chat, right? There's a lot going on. I don't really care about it too much at first. Maybe later you want it, but I was trying to figure out how to get rid of it, and I went to settings, tried to go through everything, couldn't see. I finally found it by pressing enter. So when you press enter, you can send a message to world chat or your Hive or your warband, but there's also a different settings button here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn system channel off, regional off, and world off. And the other big one is message preview. I only want to see the 5 rows. I don't want to see 10. After you do that, you can change it to say your warband, which is your clan, your Hive, which is like your small clan, or your team. And then they'll still be able to message you. You'll still be able to see things. But now we have a lot better of a HUD, but we still do have the on-screen controls right here. Now, at first, you're probably going to want those on, right? You're going to want to see that you can, press right mouse button to shoot, or if you just tap it once, you go into first person mode. Or did you know that if you press caps, you switch your shoulders? That's pretty cool. But after a while, you're going to realize, hey, I know most of these controls and I just don't want them on my screen anymore. So we're going to go to settings right here, and mouse and display is on-screen controls. Let's turn that off. And there you go. Your HUD is looking 10 times better than when you first started. One of the most important things in this game is teleportation towers, and that's exactly what's in front of me. Now, I've already currently unlocked this one, as you can see, because it's blue and lit up. That means I already went to it, but any of them that are gray, like say this one right here, as you can see, this one's grayed out, which means I haven't gotten to it yet. And you have to go to these teleportation towers first before you unlock them. But once you go to them, you press F and you're able to teleport and fast travel to each of these towers anytime you want, from your base to other towers to another tower. And it just makes the game so much easier for you. The other thing teleportation towers does is it makes it so you're in the same world as your friends. So say you guys are on the same server, right? So say you guys are both on Starlight B, but for some reason you can't see each other. Well, in the top right, it says I'm world 7 and maybe your buddy's in world 6. So what you'll want to do is go to this teleportation tower here. You go change to another world and you can just switch on the fly. You don't have to worry. You can always just switch as you want. Now, as long as you're on a teleportation tower, you can go to a city, right? Because you probably unlocked the teleportation tower there. So let's go to the first city that you go to, which is Deadsville. Let's teleport there right now. Now, every main city hub where you get your quests and side quests from always have a teleportation tower inside of them also, and they're not unlocked automatically. Now in Deadsville, it's super easy to see where this one is, right? It's right here in front of us. But in a lot of other cities, they're kind of hidden or deep into the city, and you still have to unlock it by just going up to it and pressing F. And the best way to look to find the teleportation tower in the city is just look for that blue light in the sky and go towards it. Now, fast traveling to your hideout is a lot easier. You don't have to be at a teleportation tower. You don't have to be anywhere. You can teleport from in the middle of nowhere to your base if you want. So I'm just going to go outside of the city limits here. And I want to go to my base, which is up here. And we're just going to teleport. You get a free teleport to your base. Something to know, though, is once you teleport to your base, it's on a 10-minute cooldown. So that's something you should know about, and know that if you're going back to your base, hey, make it worth your while, because you can't do that in 10 minutes. You can always walk or drive to your base, but you can't fast travel to it for 10 minutes. Now, if I were you guys, and say you were doing a mission for Deadsville, right? It's the first city you go into. Say you're in the middle of nowhere, right? Say you're somewhere like over here and you have to go back to Deadsville to complete the task. Well, instead of just running there or going to the closest teleportation tower, you can go teleport to your base, and then from your base, we can teleport directly back to Deadsville. Now I just have to find it. It's not that one. Oh, it is there. So now we can just teleport directly back there, and we can finish our task. While you're doing a lot of things in this game and it's taking you all over the map, always make sure you're trying to hit these teleportation towers and just hitting F on them so you open them up. Because I guarantee you're going to have to go back up here or up here eventually, and it just makes your life so much easier. Something that isn't easy and is actually really difficult is sometimes navigating some of these menus. There's a lot to them, and I want to try to explain to you the best I can the menus that I know. Like, it's just, they're kind of convoluted, I'll be honest. But the first one I'm going to show you is this Manibus PvE right here. So when you press escape, you're going to be able to click on this, and you're going to be able to see what phase your server's on. So it's a little different than most MMOs, where if you aren't at a certain phase, the game kind of blocks you from going any further, so you can't get too far ahead, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. It depends on what type of player you are. But it is showing you like, okay, this ends in a day and 13 hours, and then we'll have phase 2, and then what's phase 3 binging. But something after 30 hours I found out about today is this tab right here, season goals. I did not notice this. So when you click on seasonal goals, there's a lot of passive missions you're going to be doing while just playing the game. And these missions give you a lot of materials. And I'm telling you, when you claim them, try to just press claim all, because it's so good. Like, they're so great. What they also give you is this marks, this Mitsuko mark, which if you go to this seasonal shop here, you can buy stuff like, you know, tech geek skin. You can buy this cow print jacket skin, and all they are skins. There are no stats or anything, but you know, you can do some vehicle skins, home decor stuff. But I was really confused about this, because if you go into cosmetics here, it's showing you everything's locked. So I just thought they weren't going to do anything like they did with closed beta 3 or closed beta 2. But there is actually a way to get skins. It's just not the ones. This is more of them showing you what's going to be coming in the future. Okay, so there's that, right? Now, the other thing I want to show you is the cradle menu, and the most important one is the mimetic screen. Think of this as, you know, your leveling tree for your infrastructure, your crafting, managing you know, items when it comes to air drying or, you know, water filters, and then also just crafting items for your base. If you click on things you don't have yet, it's going to show you in the bottom right here how much ciphers it's going to cost you and what it's going to do. So it'll show you a territory expansion, which, you know what, I'm going to grab right now. Yep, I like that. I needed that. There's a test dummy you can get. You can get like these displays for a fish tank, a weapon rack, but you can just go through them and see what they do, so you can see what tree you want to go down. But always make sure you're progressing in this, because it is very, very important. The other thing I wanted to show you was your dailies and weeklies. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go to the event tab. You're going to press escape, go to event. And as you can see, this is where the event is happening. You're going to get your weekly login rewards right here. You get dailies right here and what to do for them. So craft any ammo, craft activator, fix armor or weapon. Also, what they have is this Astral Duelets, I think it's called, where every day you receive 20 of them at 6 a.m. and you can use them towards just these 5 items. You know, Sanity Gummies gives you better sanity when that's down, and I'll explain that later. You have activators, which is just, you know, HP. These adrenaline shots, which are awesome because when you get downed, this is the way you can revive yourself. If you don't have this, you just die. Yeah, so, you know, always be using these if you need to. It's actually pretty awesome. Oh, one more thing that I wanted to show you was your journey tab here. It's just like those seasonal passive missions, but this one is a little more in your face. So when you complete stuff, you can press claim, and then once you complete like the entire row, you'll get even better stuff. Like you'll get some starch gum and some controller. Here I can grab everything. So I'll claim this, but you can just get all this stuff, you know, as you're playing, or if you really want to focus in on it, you can find out what you need to do. Up to you. But yeah, it's just another passive, you know, behind the scenes task. Something you're going to be looking for a lot in this game is different types of materials, and you're going to be like, oh, I really need this one thing. So if you need it, open up the world map like I am right now, and you can see there's these little strongholds / settlements, and every time you hover over them, you can see what type of materials you can get from just looting this area. So right here, we can get some bolts, we can get some fabric. If we go over to say here, we can get some fruit, some shabby fabric, some more fancy fabric. So if you are looking for a specific material, just look at the world map and just hover over these little cities and see what they have. I just have to do a little sellout section really fast. Listen, if you made it up until now and you're enjoying the video, think about pausing the video, subscribing to the channel. It's free for you guys. It does mean the world to me. Also, I've been streaming this game non-stop on twitch.tv/Geekseh. Come by, hang out, be a part of the community. You can join our war band, have some fun with us. Now, let's just get back to the video. Something else that I would highly recommend you do is you would switch your melee button to a side mouse button if you can. Because when you first start the game, you're not going to have a lot of ammo. You're going to have to keep crafting it. Melee does a lot of damage, and you're going to be fighting in a lot of these little houses here. So instead of using up your ammo, when you get into these houses, you can just use your melee. I put it to my thumb button on my mouse, and it just makes it way more easier to use. I don't know about you guys, but I found when I did this, I started using my melee way more, and that made it so I can save up on ammunition. Die! Oh, that was a good shot. I'm proud. Another thing they do with your hideout is they make it super easy for you to be able to move it to wherever you want. So eventually you're going to start, you know, near Deadsville here, and you'll probably eventually grow out of your starting territory, and you're going to want to move it to where different materials are or better materials are, or just say this is my buddy's house. Say this is my buddy's house, and I'm like, okay, I want to bring my hideout here. All you have to do is wherever you are, you press B, and on the left here, you can see if you tap Z, you can move territories. So I could just move my entire base if I wanted to right here. Well, not here because it's red. There's not enough space, but you know what I mean? You can do that in an instant. It's actually pretty convenient and actually really cool because then, you know, you get to hang out with a whole bunch of buds. Like I am right now. Like, look, me and all my buds are hanging up out here. Another thing you need to keep your eyes on is your sanity level. And see at the bottom here, that's my health bar. And the black part is my sanity. That means I can't heal above where that black mark is. So the way to decrease this is if you're out in the wild, of course, there's always some sort of item that'll do it. And remember earlier, I showed you these sanity gummies. Where are they? They're right here. You can get, let me show you quickly. In the event, you can go to the Astral Duelets and you get 20. You can get a couple every day if you want, or you can eventually craft them, but that's a little advanced. But if you have that, what you could do is you can use the sanity gummy and it will it'll go plus 500. So it'll probably reduce the whole thing. But if you don't have any on you, when you're in your hideout, make sure you build yourself a bed, and then you just have to lay down. And unfortunately, this is the slowest way right now with a level 1 bed. It's a very slow way to do it, but as you can see, my bar is making it so that my sanity level is lessening. Something you got to keep an eye on also is your hydration and your hunger. I noticed that the hunger ticks down a lot slower than hydration, and you're going to want to drink a lot of water. And as you can see, I just put that camp out that you can build this right away. Right away, the game shows you how to build a camp. If you don't know, you press T, and not only can you spawn basic items anywhere that you place it, but it's also a respawn point. So if you are going into a boss battle or something, it's just something good to have. But with this, we can just build or craft some boiled water, which will give us 20 hydration. And all it is some wood, which is easy to get, and dirty water. And the easiest way to get dirty water is, I'll show you, any river will get you dirty water. But where I go when I was first starting the game is I was going to the first town you go to, which is Deadsville. So it's a fast travel location. It's right there. Let's go to it. So once we're in Deadsville, we can fast travel there. I'm just gonna go to the lake, which is just on the side here. And once you're near the water, you can press G and it will say drink, but you're not actually drinking it. You're actually just storing it. So here, I'll put some away, and on the left, you'll see that we're collecting dirty water. If we wanted to, we can just put a camp. Where can we put one? We can put one right there. Sure, confirm. And we can just start crafting water right now if we wanted to. But just make sure you always have a lot of water on you, and if you can, some food. You will find a lot of food while you're just raiding villages or little settlements and stuff, but water, you have to craft it. Also, you can craft water when you build a stove in your hideout, but I just wanted to show you the easiest place to craft water because it's right available from the get-go. The last tip might be obvious for some, but some people just need to get reminded to do this a little bit. Before you go out on a journey, say you're in your hideout and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go do a task or go fight a boss or something, and I'm going to be away for a bit. Before you leave your base, just make sure you're crafting stuff, right? Like, I'll just put 99 charcoal. I know I'll use that. Over here, I'll make some ammo. Okay, I want to make some copper ammo. Just before you go out and battle, just make sure you're crafting a bunch of stuff you know you'll be needing later on. It's just that way you don't have to just wait for it. There's so many little things to this game. It's actually quite crazy. Every time I log in, I'm finding out new things. And guess what? I'll be making videos on that stuff as I find them out. So if you did enjoy the video, again, subscribe to the channel. It's free for you guys. It means the world to me. I do stream on twitch.tv/Geekseh. We've been playing this game nonstop. So come by, hang out, and until next time, I'll talk to everyone later.